Before we get started with today's local government news roundup, some news from the VLGA. Registrations are now open for Fast Track 2026, the VLGA's national one-day annual conference focused on incivility and its threat to local democracy. This event will bring together stakeholders from across the local government sector to address the rise of incivility in public discourse and its impact on democratic processes. It will explore how hostile behaviour, misinformation and the erosion of respectful dialogue threatens the effectiveness, safety and integrity of local governance. Participants will examine the causes of incivility, its consequences for elected representatives, council staff and civic engagement, and examine practical strategies for fostering respectful communication and resilience in the face of hostility. Book before December 31 and secure early bird prices. To register or find out more, visit the events page of the VLGA website at vlga.org.au. Coming up on the Local Government News Roundup Summer Edition, local government leaders respond to the horrific terror attack at Bondi Beach. An Arbiter finds Whittlesea councillor Aidan McLindon engaged in misconduct. Council CEO appointments and extensions, the passing of a long-time local government leader, the Gold Coast Mayor's international travel bill comes under scrutiny, and more of the latest news headlines from around the world of local government. Hello, I'm Chris Eddy. This is the Local Government News Roundup, brought to you by the Victorian Local Governance Association, the national broadcaster on all things local government, with support from Symphony 3, simple, connected customer experiences. As news of the horrific events at Bondi Beach in Sydney last night dominate news coverage at home and abroad, local leaders have expressed shock and called for calm in their communities. Waverley Council, which is home to the iconic area, expressed horror last night as reports of the shootings emerged, urging all members of the public to prioritise their safety and stay away from the area. This morning, the council issued a further statement. Mayor Will Namesh described the incident as a despicable and cowardly display of terror targeted at our Waverley community and in particular our Jewish community. He said, while we grieve and mourn the victims of this violence, we thank and recognise those who put their lives on the line to protect innocent civilians. Waverley Council is home to the largest Jewish population in New South Wales at over 10,000 people. Earlier this year, Mayor Namesh joined with the mayors of Inner West and Liverpool councils to hold a roundtable to collaborate on solutions and responses to growing concerns about social harmony and an alarming rise in anti-Semitic attacks. The Mayor of the Hills Shire Council, Dr Michelle Byrne, has expressed her horror at the attack and extended condolences to victims and families. Dr Byrne said the Hills Shire stands with its Jewish community and said anti-Semitism and hatred must be condemned unequivocally. At Kiama Council, Mayor Cameron McDonald has announced that the council's flags will be lowered to half-mast and a minute's silence observed at Tuesday's council meeting. He said the council stands in solidarity with the broader community as we mourn this tragedy. In the city of Glen Ira in Melbourne, home to Australia's largest Jewish community, Mayor Simone Zamoud said she was horrified by the events in Bondi and was watching the events unfold with a heavy heart. Councillor Zamoud said the community of Glen Ira stands with those affected and joins the nation in condemning this senseless violence. Former Glen Ira Mayor Jim McGee OAM is calling for visible, immediate and unambiguous leadership on the issue of anti-Semitism, which he says is not just a threat to one community, but Australia itself. He said words alone are not enough without action. Commitment, follow-through, accountability and long-term action to confront anti-Semitism and extremism wherever it appears. The terror attack has quickly sent shockwaves around the world. In Manchester, England, which was the scene of a terror attack on a Hebrew synagogue in October, the local Jewish community vowed to stand with those affected in the Sydney attack. The Mayor and Deputy Mayor of Greater Manchester said we share the horror and sadness at the attack on Jewish families as they gathered to celebrate Hanukkah in Bondi Beach. The leader and opposition leader of Lancashire County Council also released a joint statement voicing solidarity with all those affected and said they're working actively with the Jewish community. We'll keep an eye on any further local government response and reaction to the incident, and we'll have more for you in future editions of the Roundup. But there's more stories making local government news today in this summer edition. The arbitration outcome of 4 complaints lodged against Whittlesea councillor Aidan McLindon will be tabled at the council's meeting this week. The arbitration process was suspended for 6 months due to the suspension of the former mayor and the conduct of a commission of inquiry into the council, which concluded in October. Arbiter J.A. Silver dismissed some of the allegations made, but found 2 to be proven and determined that Councillor McLindon had engaged in misconduct on those matters. He's been directed to issue an apology to council staff for remarks made on Sky News in January this year, remarks that the arbiter found were deliberate in misleading the public and brought discredit on the council. Councillor McLindon is also required to undertake training and counselling designed to assist him in developing practical diary and time management strategies, and he'll be barred from holding the office of mayor or deputy mayor for the next 12 months. Mr. Silver said that while the alleged misconduct was mostly not proven, what he did find would have supported removing Councillor McLindon as mayor had he not already been removed by the Minister for Local Government. The arbiter's imposed sanctions will take effect following the tabling of the report at the council's meeting tomorrow. In other news, Melbourne's Bayside Council has reportedly erased a teenage volunteer from its community newsletter after complaints about her Palestine necklace pendant. The teenager was featured twice in the magazine for her volunteer work, but was completely removed after public complaints, according to The Age. The council called the necklace a political symbol that breached neutrality requirements. Brimbank Council has unanimously extended CEO Fiona Blair's contract for another 5 years. The decision reflects Ms Blair's strong leadership since taking the role in January 2022, according to Mayor Virginia Takos. Mitchell Shire Council has welcomed the launch of the Beveridge Intermodal Precinct, a nationally significant freight hub. The project has secured $2.5 billion in federal investment and will connect Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane and Perth. The first stage aims to be operational by mid-2028. The South West Victoria Alliance has elected a new leadership team to advocate for regional communities. Councillor Dennis Heslin from Southern Grampians will chair the alliance, taking over from Warrnambool Mayor Ben Blaine, with Corangamite Mayor Kate Macon to serve as Deputy Chair. Councillor Blaine is not putting his feet up, though. He's now been elected Chair of Regional Cities Victoria, the alliance representing Victoria's 10 largest regional cities. Wodonga Mayor Councillor Michael Goebel is Deputy Chair for 2026. From New South Wales, the Daily Telegraph reports today on opposition from the Mayor of Yass Valley Council to further wind farms across the southern tablelands. Councillor Jasmine Jones says the added threat of bringing large-scale battery storage systems to the region is frightening and poses an utter madness fire risk to the drought-stricken area. Former long-time Sutherland Shire councillor and 5-term Mayor Kevin Schreiber has died at the age of 82. Mr Schreiber gave 21 years of service before retiring from Sutherland Shire in 2016, after which he served 2 terms on Blue Mountains City Council. Community and business leaders have paid tribute to Mr Schreiber in the St George and Sutherland Shire Leader. ABC News reports on Gold Coast Mayor Tom Tate's upcoming trip to Italy for the Winter Olympics, estimated to cost ratepayers around $20,000. Mayor Tate will be a torchbearer at the Games. His international travel bill for the past financial year has reportedly exceeded $103,000. including nearly 40,000 to attend the Paris Olympics. 3-time Olympic basketballer Susie Batkovic has been unanimously elected as Townsville's new deputy mayor. The Division 6 councillor fills the vacancy left by Anne-Marie Graney, who resigned last week. Councillor Batkovic will serve the remaining 2 years of the current term. Chris Rose, PSM, has been revealed as the government-appointed advisor to Redland City Council. Mr Rose's appointment runs through to the 29th of May 2026. The new CEO of Derwent Valley Council will be Wes Young, according to a report from Tasmanian Country. Mr Young will take up the position in the new year on a 4-year contract. He's a former journalist who's worked at 4 other Tasmanian councillors and is a former policy advisor to Greens Senator Peter Whish-Wilson. Hobart City Council will debate a proposal by Councillor Ryan Posselt to ban large car yards from the CBD to make way for housing development. He's arguing that 45,314 square metres of prime inner-city land is inefficiently used by automotive retail. In South Australia, Mick Nelson has been appointed as Roxby Downs Council's new Chief Executive Officer. Mr Nelson has worked in the mining sector for 25 years and will take over in February from interim Chief Executive Brian Carr. From Western Australia, RE Group has taken over operations of the Regional Resource Recovery Centre in Canning Vale from the 1st of December under a 20-year agreement with the cities of Canning, Melville and Fremantle. The deal ensures continued recycling and waste processing services at the centre, which is one of only 3 material recovery facilities in Perth. And before we go, a couple of significant stories these past couple of days out of the UK. Whitehall City Council has scheduled a special meeting for tomorrow to consider the ouster of a council member who faces charges of sexually abusing at least 8 teenage boys. Gerald Dixon, who was re-elected on the 4th of November to a second 4-year term, was arrested on the 8th of December and charged with felony counts of gross sexual imposition and compelling prostitution. And BBC News reports that Councillor Philip Burford from Forest of Dean District Council has been banned from all committees for 3 years after being found to have bullied planning officers, causing dread among staff through sustained criticism and inappropriate conduct. That's the latest from the Local Government News Roundup Summer Series. You can find out more about the stories we've mentioned today and other breaking news stories between episodes by heading to our website, lgnewsroundup.com. Our podcast is brought to you by the Victorian Local Governance Association, the national broadcaster on all things local government, with support from Symphony 3, simple connected customer experiences. We record in the city of Greater Geelong, Victoria, on the land of the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation. I'll be back soon with more of the latest news from around the world of local government here on the Local Government News Roundup. Until then, thanks for listening and bye for now. Support for our podcast comes from Symphony 3, which has announced exciting news. It's launched its innovative Smart Glue platform on the AWS Marketplace. That makes the secure and affordable integration solution accessible to government agencies worldwide. The platform includes over 50 pre-built connectors specifically designed for public sector systems, government APIs, enterprise solutions and AWS services to transform citizen experiences by breaking down data silos. Smart Glue delivers operational excellence for local governments through cost reduction, process optimization, improved decision-making and scalable architecture, all while maintaining comprehensive security and compliance standards required by public sector organisations. Get in touch to see how Symphony 3's expanded team and solutions can support your goals. Head to symphony3.com to find out more.